It feels as though the players are digging in on one side, the owners are digging in on the other side. What do you like about this plan, or what do you think of this plan the owners are throwing out here for far, far fewer games?
Well, I don't like the plan, Greeny, but I think 80 games or 100 games is probably more respectable of a regular season. And I think the fans want more games. But the issue here is the owners are backed into a corner right now. And they're basically saying, all right, players, you're sticking on this prorated salary issue, which is understandable, okay? You want to get a full day's pay for a full day's work. The problem is I can't play 100 games and pay you full salary. So 50 might be my only option.
And so where does that leave everybody? I mean, if you were to be able to come in here and try and solve this and maybe save this, Buster Olney told us yesterday he thinks that the short-term future of the sport may hang in the balance over the next week to 10 days. How would you go about saving it?
Well, I think both sides need to understand that they have to invest in the future of their sport. And what I mean by that, when you invest, you take money out of your pocket, you usually give it to somebody else, but you hope that later on down the road you're going to make that money back 2 or 3 times. So I think the players and the owners need to realize they're going to invest in each other, invest in the sport, lose a little bit of money now, but save baseball for this year and the future.
Okay, and so how does that look? There's never been a partnership. The distrust, mistrust between the two sides is legendary. They have partnerships of some sort in basketball, in football, in hockey. They don't have that in baseball. So is that something that you see coming from this?
I think, Greeny, this would have been the year for Major League Baseball and the players to understand that it is a partnership. And when bad things happen, when you have a global pandemic or a tragedy, business partners come together and they figure it out. This is not a good situation for anybody. Not for the players, not for the owners, not for the 30 million people that are out of a job right now in this country. But if you realize that it is a partnership, just like the NBA and the NHL, they look like they've come to some sort of agreement to move forward, then I think the players and the owners will understand that the fans are the ultimate beneficiaries of that partnership.
And one final question for you, just because it's a lot more fun than talking about money and talking about the two sides arguing and all of that. If they play some shortened season, 50 games, even 82 games, and someone hits 400, does that count? Like every baseball fan can tell you Ted Williams is the last guy to hit 400. He hit 406. He played in that doubleheader. These are legendary stories. Will you as a baseball player count that?
I wouldn't count it. I have one of my best friends in college went 6 for 9 in his college career, and he said he's the all-time hits leader, or the batting average leader at Georgia Tech. At a certain point in time, you have to understand the history of baseball, and those stats are sacred, so you need to play well over 100 games for it to count for me.
Okay, so what's the number? Give me what's the Mendoza line or the Teixeira line on this? How many games do they have to play for that to be legit?
100 games. And I would love to see 100 games, and fans would love to see 100 games because we want more baseball.
Okay, if they play 100 games and someone hits 400, we're going to count it. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.